Marvel Rivals, the new superhero team-based PvP shooter, launches officially in December of this year, December 6th. The time is almost here, less than a month away. Why am I talking about Marvel Rivals when this is obviously a Marvel Future Fight channel and a Marvel Future Fight video? Well, there was a tweet that Marvel Games posted, that Marvel Future Fight retweeted, and it has this image with the following accompanying text. The Marvel Rivals Chronoverse's collaboration is coming soon. That's a lot of alliteration. Stay tuned for more detailed. Hashtag Marvel Rivals, Marvel Puzzle Quest, Marvel Future Fight, Marvel Snap, and Fortnite game. Now, this is huge. Let me go a little further. This is Galaga, I believe, which is Galactus's Galacta, which is Galactus's daughter. So if you're wondering who that is, if you're wondering did they, gender bend Galactus? No, that's Galactus's daughter. And she is featured in Marvel Rivals as sort of like the games master who brings all the characters together and then drops you into the universe, into the zone for you to PvP it out. Kind of like the Beyonder in Battle World. Okay, think of her as the Beyonder in Battle World. Okay, and this post, or this sort of news, was originally posted yesterday with the highlight being Fortnite. Like, oh shit, Marvel is going to be doing a new collab with Fortnite. That's huge. Every time Fortnite has a new collab with Marvel, has new skins, etc., for whether it's for an MCU property or something else, it's always a very big deal, right? They did a bunch of stuff for Deadpool and Wolverine. They've done a bunch of stuff for Venom in the past, for Beyond the Spider-Verse, or Across the Spider-Verse, Miles Morales and stuff like that. So there's so many collabs. Probably the biggest, let's be honest, the biggest IP that collabs with Fortnite is Marvel, right? So this is really big. But what's even bigger for us is that we're in the conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Where's Contest of Champions? Where is any other Marvel game? Well, the rest of them are canceled, shut down, or pending shutdown. Not Marvel Future Fight. Marvel Snap is the newest Marvel game, so obviously that one has to be there. Puzzle Quest is a really interesting one. Like, personally, I would have put Contest of Champions there, but I'm not going to complain, hey, because we did get big old Future Fight. And look at that, it's right next to Fortnite. This is crazy. So if you're wondering why this matters, like, okay, Alex, why would they, what does it matter that they put Marvel Future Fight there? It doesn't mean anything. It means a lot. So here's the thing. Think of the optics of this, right? Marvel Rivals is this new Marvel game, and they're pushing this hard, right? They're pushing this hard. Every day they post stuff about the game. Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme of the Galaxy, right? They're posting all this stuff, constantly, asking for content creators to apply to the thing, to the beta, whatever, right? They're pushing this game hard. So they're not going to associate this game with anything that they don't think is also going to succeed in the short term. Now, that doesn't mean that Marvel Future Fight has the next 10 years of content locked in. That's not what that means. But it does mean that Marvel Future Fight has at least 1 to 2 years of content locked in. There's no way, unless a cataclysmic event happens, right? Unless a cataclysmic event happens and, 50% of the player base quits, 25% of the whale population just, boom, quits. A black swan event would be necessary to basically cripple Marvel Future Fight's futures in the next 1 to 2 years. Because that's really the truth, right? They're not going to associate a game that they think is fledgling, that they think is struggling, that they think is going to fail soon or might fail, or they want to take off the books. They're not going to associate it with their new IP, with their big new game. They're not even, and it's not even that they're associating it, right? It's not like, oh, Alex, this is just an icon that some intern made, and this is never going to come to, nothing is going to happen. They're just trying to bait Marvel Future Fight players into playing Marvel Rivals. No. This is the Chronoverse collaboration. So what this means is we're going to be getting an update. We're going to be getting some kind of update or some kind of connected update to Marvel Rivals. Maybe they're going to release her as a new character or as a new GPR, who knows? And then that will be that will be at that point the call to action to players of Marvel Future Fight. Hey, go play Marvel Rivals. I don't think Marvel Rivals is going to advertise Marvel Future Fight. That would be too good to be true. I'm not going to get that crazy with it, but I do think it's going to be the opportunity for the reverse, right? For Marvel Future Fight players to be encouraged to go play Marvel Rivals. And it makes a lot of sense when you consider that Danny Koo is the lead Marvel Games, the head of Marvel Games, and he's sort of leading the charge on Marvel Rivals, and he has his fingerprints all over Marvel Future Fight, right? So it's sort of like the benefit of the I don't want to say co-creator, but you have someone who was deeply involved in the game in the past, in Danny Koo with Marvel Future Fight, like creating OC characters, creating uniforms for them, etc. We have multiple updates that are basically thanks to Danny Koo and his, creative artistic vision. And now he's doing the same thing with Marvel Rivals. And so, maybe he wants to kind of go back. And here's the thing, right? With Marvel Rivals, if you guys don't know this, Luna Snow is in Marvel Rivals. So there's actually a lot more overlap between the two games than I think a lot of people think. You have some Peach Momoko stuff there, which is really cool. But there's actually a lot of overlap between the two games. I'm going to have to keep scrolling until I find it now because I've committed to it. But I can promise you that Luna Snow is in this game. I've seen her in this game. There she is. So, yeah, there's a ton of overlap. And so this bodes really well for Marvel Future Fight, because it means that they want to associate their new game, their new, revenue monster with one of their oldies, which I'm really happy about. So, yeah, I know this might seem like an overreaction on my part, but I think that this is good news for the game. I think it means that the game has at least 2 healthy years ahead of it before possibly a decline, but not necessarily guaranteed a decline. 2 years is great. That's going to put us at the 11-year anniversary, which is absolutely bonkers, almost 12-year anniversary. And it also means that we could get, like if this update, right? The thing is that it's not necessarily a one-off thing. If the update or whatever sort of thing with Marvel Rivals collab, if it does well, they'll do another one, and then another one, and another one, and that's all extra content. That's just extra content being added to the Marvel Future Fight agenda that wasn't there before, right? And you got to think that once they run out of content, they're going to start looking for the exit door. So any additional content they can add to the game's tail end is money, right? Is good for the players and good for them. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. As far as Marvel Rivals goes, I haven't played it yet, but I might give it a try when it comes out full release. I haven't checked out any of like the closed beta, open beta stuff. I'm not a huge, Overwatch type player. This is like an Overwatch type game, but the gameplay is great. The graphics are gorgeous, and it does seem fun. I just have to find people to play with. So that's really cool. That's what I wanted to basically report to you guys. I think it's awesome. Good luck to Snap and Puzzle Quest, obviously, but I'm going for the GOAT here. And then as far as the next update goes, we have pretty much now it was 99%. Now it's 100. It's going to be on the 19th or the 20th of November next week. So we have a little bit over a week. This is the November update preparation event. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, it says here, please look forward to heroes who have gained new powers through coexistence with their hosts. So if you don't know, this is code for symbiote. And I think this is really interesting because there's a strong possibility that new symbiotes may be introduced, or I guess I should say that characters who don't have symbiotes could get them. That's what I'm trying to say. So if we take a look in game, we can think about characters that have got a lot of characters have gotten symbiotes, and it's also essentially the case that they could just give any character symbiote, right? Like a bunch of characters have gotten symbiotes in the comics who don't normally get them, or just got them as like a one-off thing. There's like, you get a symbiote, you get a symbiote, you get a symbiote. So and they could it could also be like I know it says heroes, but it could also be villains, right? In the case of when Null invaded Earth, he infected a bunch of heroes with the that codex thing that turned them temporarily into villains like Carnage. So it's certainly possible that we see like venomized characters, whether they have been featured in the comics more likely or not, and it's just an OC venomized character, which is of course less likely but still possible. Like it almost reminds me of the 3099 uniforms that we got not that long ago, where it's taking a familiar concept but just applying it to characters who need uniforms but didn't necessarily get featured in that look when it was actually running through the comics. So we could see maybe like a Venomized Emma Frost. Maybe that's how they're gonna, we were always thinking, oh, Emma Frost and Weapon Hex, they're gonna come in an X-Men update this year. That's why they're on the voting poll. Well, that doesn't have to be a guarantee. It could be Venomized Emma Frost. It could be Venomized Crescent. It could be Venomized Medusa, right? We could do, and then we could also look at existing tier 4s, because they've been going back and giving a lot of OGs, right? Hulk, Thor, Cap, Iron Man. They all got new uniforms this year. Who's missing? A lot of people pointed this out to me on social media. Black Widow. They could do a Venomized Black Widow. I think there's a lot of great options here for characters to get Venomized looks. And again, they don't have to be turned into villains just because they're getting Venomized. They could stay as heroes, as we've seen with Venom getting his God Hero uniform. We've seen with Agent Venom. We could do Richard Rider Nova. There's a lot of options here. So I'm very excited for this update. I cannot wait for sneak peeks to start dropping either today or tomorrow. It should be very, very soon, and we can start seeing the first look. But I am expecting some big things. I want to say this now on the record. I don't think Null is coming in the main update. I know a lot of you are gonna hate me for saying that and maybe speaking that into existence or whatever, but I think the way that they phrased it, they're heroes. I think they're gonna release a bunch of hero Venomized uniforms, maybe one for Venom included, right? Maybe one for Agent Venom, existing Venomized characters, Scream, whatever. I think they're gonna release all of those, like 4, 5, 6 of them, and then in the mid-month it's gonna be Null. And he's gonna come in. It's like the evil, right? The god of the symbiotes, the OG symbiote, has come to take back what's rightfully his. I think that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna make the update about him, and they can't really make the update about him if it's about a bunch of hero Venomized characters. But anyways, that's just my thought. At the end of the day, I'm really excited about the game. I see good things in the future for it, so I'm excited about that. But let me know down below in the comments what you think. Thanks so much for watching the video. Smash the like button if you enjoy the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.